Koholo Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. And I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Shahid, I like this dude. I'm pretty sure he's a Jake too. But besides the point here, I'm just gonna let him do his thing, and then we'll get a couple scriptures. I'll try to not stop it, but no promises here. But basically, he brings to light some ideas. The way he articulates certain things, it brings scriptures to mind, but it also kind of highlights, I guess, a new way of looking at them, or maybe even a deeper way, for lack of a better terms. It helps me understand scriptures in an even deeper way than what I've already, thought that I understood. And of course, the elders and apostles and all the, the other prophets of the men that are on the street corners, they bring things to light and even deeper meaning. And it helps to further your understanding, or my understanding, or those who are sincere here trying to learn. It helps to further your understanding, right? And then even more precepts start to come to mind. And then you piece these things together, and that is how you grow. That is how you learn. So I guess we'll call this hypocrisy. I don't know what to call it. We'll see by the end of the video, right? So we'll let him roll, and we'll get these precepts, and that'll be it.
There has to be some term for when you have, not like with a foreign language, where you have the same thing that has a different word in each language, but when you have the same language and the same word, but you mean two different things. Because this is what happens with the West. This is what happens, especially with the elites and the government and so forth in the West, in that they're using words that we know, but they have different meanings for those words. So we think that they mean one thing. We interpret it according to, say, the dictionary definition of that word, but their definition that they're using in their mind and their intentions is a completely different meaning than the one that the people understand.
So not only in a literal sense, not only is this in a literal sense, but they do that in the courtroom, all right? There's a completely different language, legalese, right? Or they use things that would be called, under, or would be termed or deemed under the color of law. So as you mean things quite literally, they are speaking a different language, not only here, but yes, also physically. Like when people think of honor, or when they think of mercy, or when they think of virtue, there's a mutual understanding, all right, between those who are who would be deemed normal. And then you have Esau, Edom, in their version of honor and virtue and righteousness is a completely different thing. It's not that they're hypocritic, or I guess that's how you say it. It's not that they're hypocrites. They truly believe honor and virtue is something that they can recreate. So again, when I mention the scriptures, or giving even deeper meaning, so when you read Job 9:24, and it tells you the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, all right, they have put the earth in their vibration, right? When man, hold on, I know what we need here. Because there's a couple of things in Isaiah 14 that I want to grab. I don't know why I skip over it all the time. We could read 6, Isaiah 14 and 6, but there's more out of it that I want as well. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. This is about the fall of Babylon, right? This is Israel's time to the fall of Babylon, all right? The daughter of Babylon, which is where we're at right now. All right, and then it reads, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feathers come up against us. Right, so what they deem, basically the earth is at rest. Things are being put back in order when the wicked are no longer in rule. Right, their vibration is on the earth, so everything suffers. So Job 9:24, when it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, their rule, hell, when they rule, it is their rules, right? So it also, when other scriptures come to mind where it says, the righteous are a prey, I think that's Isaiah 59. We'll find that too. It really shows when you want to be upright, you are made a prey. Or being a friend of the world is at enmity with the Most High. You see, the Lord's vibration is different than the world's vibration. What the world deems as mercy, the Lord doesn't deem that. All right, my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than you. See how the scriptures come? It's exactly what I mean by this. It's almost poetic in a way. Let me fast forward to 12, right? Because this is the fall of Babylon. 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms covered thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And Lucifer simply means light bearer. Okay, and their light is darkness, and that is what is spread over the earth. Okay, so when they have their idea of light, it is really darkness. It is really evil. It is not actually mercy. It is not actually righteousness. It is not actually knowledge. It is not actually wisdom. It is not actually virtue. It is just their version on the left-hand side. But in true honesty, in true wisdom, and in true righteousness, it is evil. They are evil. Being a friend of the world is enmity with the Most High, because you stand with evil without even knowing. And most of your women, like, if you have a biblical conversation with your woman, I dare you, just as a test, just bring something up, like, bringing up the stoning of an unruly child, and see how they act. Now, obviously, there's something that wasn't going. If you are able to think objectively, children weren't just being stoned every day, right? This was just a last resort, just as there is a law on rape. People weren't just running around snatching women up. But if it was to happen, just as it happens in this society, there is a law for it. There is a complete order. You see? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right, and the point here I want is 13 and 14. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Right, and that is what they want for their enterprise to be. They are trying to reestablish a pseudo birthright. Okay, and this thing is spiritual from the beginning. And every incarnation of Jacob and Esau, especially as it spreads throughout the furthering of each nation, there has been enmity between both, right? The antagonist and the protagonist. And they have fought to establish their own little pseudo birthright, because the real one they cannot get. It was never meant for them. So they want to establish their own sense of morality, their own sense of justice, their own sense of virtue. You see how this is, man, it is so beautiful how these scriptures just unfold, especially if the Lord has blessed you and given you the knowledge to truly understand, to break down these things, these scriptures on an even deeper level. There's always a layer to uncover. You read it's the same book over and over, same scriptures over and over, but every time there's a different instance, you can just you can uncover another layer. There's another onion. Just as you peel an onion. Let me let him do his thing real quick. Sorry. Here we go.
The people understand that word to mean, for example, morals, for example, values, for example, freedom, for example, justice. When we hear that, we hear the dictionary definition of those terms. But when they're saying it, they mean something completely different. And so we need to stop pretending that the Western world doesn't mean exactly what they say when, for example, they call the Israeli military the most moral army in the world. They're not confused. They're not being hypocritical. They're not actually contradicting themselves. You're the one who refuses to accept what they're actually openly telling you, if you understand what they mean when they say what they're saying. Because murdering children, bombing hospitals, targeting schools, targeting daycare centers, slaughtering pregnant women, executing the elderly, wiping out entire families, blowing apart the disabled, These are not unfortunate excesses to them. These are not regrettable mistakes to them. This is morality according to their value system. This is what they have always considered to be moral. When the victims are Muslims, when the bodies in the rubble belong to people who are not white Westerners, this is justice in their eyes. This is civilization to them. They have always built their so-called civilization on this foundation: extermination, enslavement, and subjugation. That's not history, that's policy. It's not an aberration, that's their doctrine. You keep trying to rationalize their position as if you're exposing some kind of contradiction. You're not exposing anything. You're simply refusing to accept the reality. You keep calling them hypocrites because they don't apply the same moral standards to us as they do to themselves. But what you don't understand is that they're not failing to be moral. They are applying their morality perfectly. Because to them, Palestinian children are not children.
So flip that and say Jake, right? Jake children aren't children, or basically anybody that isn't them, right? I mentioned the light of the body. Okay, let me grab that before I forget. Straight to the point here, Matthew 6:22-23. The light of the body is in the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore that light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? You see that? Point blank period, straight into the point. I mentioned about being the righteous being made a prey. Let me grab that as well. And to further drive the point home, they understand evil. They just don't apply it to themselves. That is why they project everything that they said Jake did. Like the most recent example, that Matt Walsh, where he's talking about, savage, their colonization led to, in 200 years, the greatest country, the greatest civilization the world has ever seen. One, you didn't build that. Jake built that. Northern and Southern Kingdom. Jake built this. Two, they said that the tribes were savage and primitive and were there for 20,000 years and they didn't progress. Untrue. There are even their own scholars, and furthermore, even their own J-ish scholars have written plenty of books about how aqueducts were formed. They understood how to apply water pressure, how to build things that would maximize growth of crops and also preserve the land. They had types of vehicles. They had different things. Okay, the civilization was well advanced before they came out of the caves. All right, before they came out of the caves, shaved their back, neck, and arms, and put on a suit and tie and started lying. But again, their morality only applies to them. In their eyes, the world stops without them, or the world was ceased to exist before they came. That's why they love to say civilization started with the Greeks. But the Greeks studied all the other nations before them. So when you hear how the Roman army was, got tactics from the Assyrians, they are centuries apart, but the link is the Greeks. Rome took over Greece, but the Greeks studied the other heathen nations, right? There's your link. Isaiah 59. I'm doing a lot of damn talking and not enough reading. Straight to the point here, Isaiah 59:16. And he saw that there was no man. Wait, I think. Yeah. And he saw that there was no man and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore, his arm brought out. No, that is not what I'm looking for. The righteous are made a prey. That's what I need. Maybe it's 16 and 59. Oh, shit. Let's see. No, let me look. I don't remember. Yeah, let me see. Damn, I don't really know. 58? No. I'll link it. I'm gonna link it. Maybe. Let me see. Maybe I just had it backwards. Are there 59? There aren't. Okay, I'll find that. I'll link that in the description box. But the righteous being made to pray. Okay, but I think I gathered all the scriptures that I wanted to get, right? And I roughly paraphrased the to be a friend of the world is to be at enmity with the Most High. You can go find that one as well. Okay, and also to link to get a precept on that one, let's go to Luke 6:22. All right, because we are all those of us who are sincere are about to be hated for the name of Yahweh Shai. Even their idea of a God, their white Jesus, okay, that has nothing to do with the actual Son of God in the Bible. It is a completely different vibration. Nobody fears Jesus, but they fear Yahweh Shai. This is why Christians live as they live and do what they do. And even you did as well while you were under that wicked vibration. But, you know, when you came into this thing, you moved different. People saw you change. People saw that you were actually better. You actually changed, that you were a better person, more moral, more upstanding. Okay? Straight to the point here, Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake, right? Because enmity with the Most High is a friend of the world, and vice versa, right? So when you're under the real vibration of the actual Son of God, you are not you're not seen as an ally to this world. So let me get the last one. I think it's 55, and it will cut it here. In 5, or is it 53? Oh, no. Yeah, 55 and 8. 7. 6, the highlighted portion. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. And here's the point. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. You see, there is a complete polar opposite vibration when you truly come into the understanding, when you are actually washed, when you're truly baptized, which is washed by the water of the word. And that heart, your heart is circumcised. You're not just outwardly pretending to be, as a Christian is.